You know those periods of life, whether it lasts a few days, a few weeks, a few months, however long, those periods of life when you're just in a better mood. You're more happy, you're more joyful, you're even enjoying your daily tasks more. Life just seems to feel like the song Sun is Shining by Bob Marley. But then you wake up one day and you just don't feel like that anymore for some reason. Maybe you just feel bored with your life, bored with your daily routines, or you're just in general feeling down and out about life. Maybe you're having more anxiety, more depression, more stress, and you just find yourself asking, why? How did I lose that spark for life that I had just a few weeks ago? Why does suddenly my life feel so much more dull? Why do I suddenly have way less energy? Why am I just feeling sad and lifeless? I can always tell when I'm going through this because it'll be interesting because I'll do the exact same things that I normally would do, but for some reason, those things just don't feel nearly as good. I can't really tell you exactly why that happens. There are many reasons why that may happen. Mental health seems to be a constant roller coaster, a constant journey, and sometimes we experience one state more than the other, depending on the phase of our life or what we're going through or how bad our depression or anxiety has gotten. I can't tell you exactly why these things happen, but I will say I believe that both of these human experiences are vital, are necessary to feel, because you simply cannot have one without the other. If you felt joyful and excited about life all the time, then it wouldn't actually feel like you're joyful or excited about life because you wouldn't know any different. You wouldn't know what it feels like to be sad and lifeless. And that really is the duality of life. We really have to feel the whole spectrum of human emotions because that is what we're meant to do on this earth, is to feel all types of emotions and have all types of experiences and to learn and grow through them all. So although we all deserve to be happy, it also is essential for everyone to experience both highs and lows so that they can recognize the highs and appreciate the highs. Otherwise, they wouldn't even be highs. But I also believe the bright side to being someone who feels things very deeply and who experiences more sadness, pain, and struggle than others, I feel like the beauty in that is feeling so deeply the experience of joy, the experience of happiness, and the experience of appreciating life because we know what it's like to feel the opposite. So therefore we just recognize the beauty in life possibly more than others can, more than another person who has not gone through much struggle throughout their life. So I've really learned that when I am going through one of those dark times, all I can really do is persevere and feel through that time because I really cannot force anything to change. But I do have the power to create an environment in which more joyful emotions may sprout. So even though I don't have control over what kind of challenges I'm going to face in this life, or I may not have control over how my body feels, maybe I'm very hormonal, maybe my depression is just coming up again. So I can't control that, but what I can do and what really, really helps me is small acts of self-care and self-nourishment that can kind of bring me back to life and that can invoke a more positive state of mind. I know that another wave of joy will come back. I know it will because it always does, especially when I'm creating a more safe, healthy environment within my body that can allow that to happen. And that's not always easy, right? Because when we are feeling really down, then we typically have less energy. We don't really feel like doing good things for ourselves. We tend to slip further and further into a dark hole. Maybe we're sleeping more. Maybe we're just not caring for our bodies in this moment. Maybe we've put off the things that once brought us joy or the projects that we were working on. And it's normal and natural to go through those kind of cycles, especially when we do experience depression and anxiety more than the average person. But if we can just begin to make small little steps here and there that, nourish our body or bring us more clarity, peace of mind, even if we don't feel good in the midst of doing those activities, because often we won't because we're just going through it at the time, at least we can know that, okay, if I'm doing these good things for myself, the joy will come back. It will. I just have to persevere and feel through this time. There's been many times where I've been going through a dark time and I'll meditate, or I'll go for a walk in the park, or I'll read my book, or I'll go thrifting, I'll go to a coffee shop, I'll play my guitar, I'll do things that make me happy, but in that moment, they actually don't make me feel any better. I'm actually still very much going through it, and I'm just kind of getting through the days. But then eventually I start to feel better every time. So what kinds of things can you do to create an environment in which that spark for life, that joy for life will come back? Well, number one, I would say is for sure just taking care of yourself, whatever that means for you. Whether that means being active as much as you can, eating cleaner, maybe going on a hike or an adventure of some sort, spending some time outside in the sun, taking some walks around the neighborhood or at a park, maybe playing some relaxing music such as jazz or piano or meditation music, lighting some candles, reading a book that you enjoy, or looking up some sort of relaxing, soothing yoga routine, sitting in silence for a few minutes. Maybe this can mean starting off your mornings listening to something that's more positive rather than maybe what you normally listen to. For example, Jay Shetty's podcast. I know a lot of people watch that podcast, and that's just a really kind of positive way to start your day. This could mean putting a little bit of effort into your goals again, because likely you probably put them down because you weren't feeling very good. This could also mean just making life more interesting again, because maybe your life just feels dull and you've lost that spark because you're just really bored of your same mundane routine. Maybe you need to switch things up a little bit. Maybe you can reorganize your room or get some new home decor that will make your space a little more inviting and new. Maybe trying a different morning routine, or going to different places than you normally would instead of going to the same coffee shop or the same restaurant or the same thrift store. If you're a music lover like me, maybe this can mean listening to new music that you typically would not listen to, or taking the time to discover new artists. To people who aren't obsessed with music like me, that probably doesn't seem like it would help very much. But for me personally, music is like the soundtrack to my life. So I love when I find a new album or a new artist that just brings so much magic to my life. This could mean creating something new. This could mean changing up your style. There are many things that we can do to keep life interesting and to kind of ignite that joy again. But I think we forget about those things when we're in the midst of a dark time. But I also want to highlight how beautiful and special it is to be someone who feels things very deeply. Because I would assume that those watching this video are mostly people who feel things a lot more deeply. Maybe you are a highly sensitive person. Maybe you're very philosophical and introspective. I would assume that those are the majority of people watching this video right now. And so because you feel pain so deeply, you may kind of resent your sensitivity for that reason. But I cannot express how I think, honestly, what a blessing it can be to feel things so deeply, because you feel joy more deeply than other people do, and you get even more excited about mundane things than normal people would do. And when you are passionate about something, when you care about something, you are deeply passionate and interested in it. When you do create something that you want to create, you find deep satisfaction in that. When you listen to music, that music just sounds like pure bliss to you, versus another person that it's just whatever, it's just music in the background. So just kind of going over the main important messages of this video today. For one, we cannot control our emotions, but we can create an environment in which positive emotions will sprout. And two, the importance of duality. Not only the importance, but the necessity of duality. The necessity of experiencing the highs and experiencing the lows, because we cannot have one without the other. And three, the beauty in feeling things deeply and feeling things intensely. Likely, if you're someone who feels very deeply, you know exactly what I meant when I said losing that spark for life. Because people who don't feel very deeply probably don't even resonate with those words, probably don't even really understand what I mean when I say that spark for life. And so I just want to end this video by saying there are also many strategies that we can take to becoming a happier person in general. We can always continuously write the story for ourselves that we would like to live. We are the author of our lives. So if we want to experience more joy, if we want to feel a spark for life, we can always make decisions, like I said, that can help us to feel that way more frequently. And that can help us heal the things that are bringing us down and change the aspects in our lives that are making us feel dull and depressed and stressed or whatever we're feeling. And so many of my videos are about just that. I love making videos about healing, about becoming a happier person, about developing more positive habits, becoming more conscious, becoming the conscious creators of our lives. I have many videos about all of these different things. So if you're new to my channel and you are someone who is on this journey of improving your life, improving yourself, going through a spiritual awakening, on a personal development journey, and you would like to further that journey, go deeper within that journey, learn more, or even if you would just like a safe space to come back to every week, then definitely subscribe to my channel. I usually upload a video almost every week, and I would love to have you here. Also, if this video helped you in any way, it would really help support me by giving it a like or commenting down below, but you are not obligated to do so. But other than that, I really hope that I see you in my next video. Sending you peace, sending you love, sending you blessings, and sending you all the good vibes, and I hope I see you in the next one.